right here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
Great job, brother. It was fun to meet you.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat.
Something got popped in the butt.
Yeah. Oh, I can. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Ben. We come to you live every single day at exactly 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or some call it 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I was in the middle of recording a video downstairs, and the leaf blowers, the landscapers came. I had to wait, pause 10 minutes. That's why we're late. So, and when I say late, I mean exactly on time. Guys, it is Wednesday, 1/11, January 11th. It is 11:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. It's a little bit late. 73 degrees here in the BitBoy Crypto studio. Back in the building. That's right. It's gone in Las Vegas. Got to see, drove to LA. Get to watch. What you think about the game, TJ?
I mean, game? I barely could call it that.
Yeah.
It was a beatdown. It was hard to watch at one point.
Yeah. Well, it's the biggest blowout in a bowl ever.
Ever?
Yeah. 58 points. Yeah. Now, here's the interesting thing. The only touchdown that TCU scored was because of a blown coverage. Guys wide open.
Yeah.
So could have easily been 0, but ready for back-to-back-to-back. They call it a three-peat. See what happens next year.
Who's supposed to? Do we already know who the the next quarterback's going to be? Is it somebody that was already on the team?
Probably Gunner something. We did have another guy, Beck, I think. You guys know I don't know the up and coming.
Yeah, it's crazy.
unless it's a big, like when Aaron Murray came, or Matt Stafford, like them, but or Jacob Eason.
That's like, I mean, Robert. Obviously, they were at the SEC championship game with us. Him and his whole family. They know like the high school players, the top recruits, all that kind of stuff. They start watching them from like 9th grade. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah. Well, if you really love college football, that's what you do. I tend to actually be I'm a pro football guy, but I love college football too, but not enough to keep up with high schoolers. So it's always been a little weird to me. All right, guys, make sure to check out our channel here on YouTube, and you guys can come down here to channels. You guys can see we got Frankie Candles. We also have the new BitLab Academy. Did you live stream this morning?
Yeah, first stream of started today.
Cool. And then we're doing 24/7 crypto channel right here on Hit Network around the blockchain, up to 12.4K subs. Nice. Mm-hmm. Blockchain Basement, and of course, All Madden Sports. I think me and Matt are going to play later today. We'll see. We are trying to win the Super Bowl with the Texans, which is very hard. Might be easier to win the Super Bowl with TCU than the Texans.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, obviously random, but a clip of somebody playing Madden, how many attempts it took to do a 99 TD score run with Matt Ryan.
Oh, God.
It took him like 500 attempts or something insane. Now, I don't know
how could he possibly score a touchdown with Matt Ryan on a kick return.
It's pretty bizarre, but I don't know what setting he had it on either.
Yeah. All right, guys. Check out Twitter here. I have not been tweeting a lot last couple of days. Did you like this tweet? Where was it?
The heck?
Do not get used as exit liquidity right now. That's an egg joke.
Wow.
How do you feel about the eggs?
You mean just like the prices being insane? Not really a surprise to me. I mean, we know, we've been seeing a lot of this inflation hitting those specific areas. So, I mean, kind of par for the course. Not, I'm not freaking out about it, but, it's not great.
Does this make you want to freak out?
Yeah, that makes me uncomfortable. For some reason, it feels like
Frank. Why are you doing this?
Yeah,
Frank, stop.
I know Drew's happy though because he's been growing his own eggs or having his own eggs for quite a while.
Growing his own eggs.
Growing them, yeah, in little chickens.
Growing his own eggs.
Yeah. We talked about it on the basement. BJ had a funny meme of like eggs in a little dime bag. It was pretty funny.
Okay, guys, don't forget to check out my book, Catching Up with Crypto. We are right now. It looks like we're going to be on the bestseller list next week. I think. Not 100%. Don't want to not speak it into existence, but based on our numbers this week and the numbers of what the Wall Street Journal bestseller list is, looks like we're going to be good to go. So you guys can check out the book. We'll put some links in the description if you guys want to check it out. Let's see. This is on Barnes & Noble. Oh, look at this. We got 3 reviews. Not worth it. Giving your money away is better than buying this book. There we go. I love Ben and his effort to help us. I'm definitely buying and reading it. It's cheap, thoughtful, entertaining, and full of all the information you need just getting into crypto. There's a lot to learn. This book makes it easy. It's a no-brainer. So there we go. We got 2 good reviews.
Well,
and who is this guy?
I would say, like, guys, if you
Casual
have purchased
reader?
the book, we would appreciate it if you go give us a review on it. We wanna hear
Well,
what
you
think.
can't on Amazon yet. Publishes tomorrow.
Well, how did those 3 people do it?
This is on Barnes & Noble.
Oh.
So Barnes & Noble Books A Million may be able to. I think Amazon, you have to wait until your order comes in to do the review. So, all right, here we go. 22,261 cryptos, 535 exchanges, 852 billion market cap, 32 billion in 24-hour volume. Bitcoin dominance at 39.2% and ETH dominance at 19%. 16 Paraguays will send you an ETH transaction. Bitcoin coming in at $17,366. Don't forget, guys, if you love Bitcoin, smash the like button. If you hate Bitcoin, smash the like button. That's all you have to do. Just smash it. If you're watching on mobile, exit out of the live chat, hit the like button, go back into the live chat. Smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, more actions, more options. Hit react, and then like this video. Number one thing you can do to get more people in here and support crypto adoption. Look at this here. We've got Bitcoin coming in at 17,363. You know, I have been, I got wrecked yesterday.
You got what?
I got wrecked yesterday.
Oh, in a long or short?
Well, I tried something new. And it was a total, unmitigated disaster. You know, AJ was telling me that he makes a lot of trades on those smaller time frames.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I decided to do? I was on the plane, didn't have anything else to do yesterday. I was like, you know what? Let me just try to trade the small charts. You know, let me trade the 1 minute. Let me trade the 5 minute. Active trading, and it was a disaster. It was a disaster. I lost like half a Bitcoin. So, still over one, though. Still over one. It was an experiment, and it did not work. So you figure if you're trading on the larger time frames and you're just kind of waiting for those spots, it's good. But if you're going to go to the smaller time frames and just be actively trading, I guess you better be, you know, lucky than good, I guess, on there, because man, the price would just swing so fast on that minute chart. It was an experiment. I tried it. Still at a Bitcoin right now. We were at 1.6, but we did lose half a Bitcoin. So we are going to, you know, we're trying to turn 1 Bitcoin into 10. And I was just gauging how active you could trade to do that with high leverage. Now, if you're using low leverage, you know, whatever. But on high leverage, man, that minute chart will
it moves
really
quick. Yeah.
There was a time yesterday, I kid you not, this is not a lie. For an hour, it was stuck between $17,411 or $10.50 and $17,412. It was caught within $1.50 range for an hour. $1.50 range for an hour. What?
Yeah.
That's insane. So it really has been amazing to watch this thing just sit still. But it's had some big moves in the last couple of days. But 30x leverage is nothing. Yeah, I know. I was on 49. So, hey, we tried it. We're not going to be trading those smaller time frames ever again. I got so good at the big ones. It's like,
that's why they say you want to let the trades come to you.
Yeah.
And over trading is probably one of the number one mistakes of new traders.
Well, right. But I'm not a new trader.
No, I'm not saying.
And I also thought, hey, I was like 89% of my trades I've won.
Yeah, I mean,
89%.
Let's be honest. You were bored.
I was,
and you were looking to entertain yourself.
I was bored.
So
I was at 1 point. Actually, I took a loss, so I think I was down to like 1.48. I lost like 0.12 on some other trade, and I was like, you know what? Let me just try to get that back real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Never again. Man, I am getting destroyed on my profits on the fees. Really? So there was one trade I had where it was like I made 0.07, and then the profit actually was 0.015. That was it. By the time it hit.
How long was it a short term trade or long? Like was it like a
short term? I mean, not like a minute, but 30 minutes. I mean,
right,
look,
when
like
you're
you
49x,
that thing starts moving, you got to get out.
Yeah, interesting.
So, How about Bonk? People still into that? Thing's pretty much dead, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely peaked.
Good run.
Yeah.
Just remember this, guys. When you have all of these people telling you to buy, Bonk. The people that got in early are the ones that are selling. So that's the way these always work. I thought about maybe taking a flyer on it. I didn't. Good thing. I think it's probably not going to. I think it's already had its peak. So maybe not peak price, but peak attention. Let's see. Black Mama Game says, eggs are cheap, though. No consideration for the chickens. Try laying an egg and see how much you'll charge for one.
Yeah, I'd charge a lot if I laid an egg.
Okay. Bitcoin, 17,358. Ethereum, 1326. BNB, 277. See, XRP up 6.5% today. Wow. Moving. Polygon up a little bit. Check out the biggest winners of the day. We got Mina, XRP, BitDAO, ApeCoin, Stellar, Monero. What do you think about ApeCoin?
In general, I think it's got strong name recognition, strong brand, like strong community, which I think is important things in the next bull run. I think it'll do well in the bull run. I'm not a big NFT metaverse collector myself as far as those types of projects. But if you're into that kind of thing, I think, that's as good as any. What do you think?
Well, I got Darwin in here, says the jacket in the video last night wasn't so bad. I should relax. Apparently, people didn't roast me in the comments like I asked them to. They like the jacket, I think. So we'll see what happens. My thoughts on ApeCoin, I think it's going to be very interesting now that the Ape Council is a thing. There's 5 members of the Ape Council. They're Bored Ape members, or Bored Ape holders. Obviously, they got voted in. And I had a meeting with Jerry last week, who's one of the guys who is on the council. And very fascinating stuff, what they're looking at doing. And people can vote on proposals. I believe it's through the ApeCoin website. But I think it's going to do really well. I really do. I don't think it's going to do well in the short term.
Right.
But I think ApeCoin and Yuga Labs, like, they really got this thing figured out.
Yeah.
And they've got a community that's so big and vibrant that they're having like tons of votes and people want to be on the council. I think there's a lot of, interesting stuff going on there. And so in my opinion, I think it's one we may want to start accumulating. Yeah. So
I think they, like you were saying, Yuga understands this space very well. They understand what makes the crypto market tick. And they also definitely understand how to use hype. And I think that's important in metaverse.
Yeah. And the members of the Bored Ape Yacht Club do as well.
Yeah. They're very smart. A lot of those.
Very smart. Absolutely. So, okay. I finally got my trade filled. Finally got it filled. Okay. Let's, is Frankie on today? Let's bring Frankie up.
Do some charting.
Oh, I already looked at those. Okay. All right. Here you go. Today's chart section is brought to you by BitGet. Links down below. Thank you.
Bing bong. Yeah, guys, definitely check out BitGet. I hope you guys are having a good day. We got some interesting stuff to look at here on the chart. Obviously, we are getting a little bit of a cool off here on Bitcoin. Not too surprising, as we have had a pretty big move to the upside. So I want to take a look at some key levels that I am watching. If this move to the downside does continue, I'll show you guys the areas that I am looking for a potential bounce. I am currently in a short. And then I do kind of want to talk a little bit about, shout out to Jessica and Tape Digital. I see you guys. But I do want to talk about, I do think we may be able to continue up a little bit higher here in the medium to longer term. But as of right now, it does look like we're getting a little bit of a cool off. So I do want to show you guys some things on not just the higher time frames. I'm not going to focus too much on those because we have been talking about those for a long time, even before they started playing out to the upside. But the higher time frames do still suggest that we could get a bigger move up with money flow getting higher on the higher time frames. We also have the BitLab trading stack is also pointing at continued move to the upside on the higher time frames. But the main thing I want to point out today is actually on something popping up on the DXY, multiple things popping up on the DXY that could indicate more movement to the downside for the Dixie. With indicating a potential move up for Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these levels. Now, first off, I'm going to go ahead and hide this TA. And I do want to bring up the BitLab trading suite because something I want to point out here is on the significant movements indicator. getting a pretty toppy signal here with this big red wave, indicating that we could be finding a local top. On top of that, the BitLab market intelligence indicator is also pulling 3 bearish divergences at the peak of this little pump here. We have an RSI, OBV, and MFI divergence. So likely that we could come down here. Relative extrema also coming down, volume all the way up. And then, you know, if you come up to some of these higher time frames, 10-hour also looking extremely toppy on both of these indicators. RSI divergence on the 10-hour. The 8 hours really, I mean, that does look very toppy to me. 4-hour also getting a big top signal here from the significant movements indicator. You know, not necessarily indicating that we're going to get a massive move and we're going to dump to 0, but just indicating that we could cool off a bit here. Obviously, we did get a big move up. Nothing goes up forever. But let's go ahead and let me clear this to clean the chart up just a little bit and bring up our levels that I am watching. So we do have, if we come on down here, if this move does continue down, the major levels that I will be looking at for a potential bounce is going to be this level here, this blue box between about 17,263 and 17,250. If we lose that level, the strong level of support would be coming in we could potentially come down here to retest that value area high coming in at 17,168. And I've been talking about this on my stream for quite some time. If we do get a big move down, also if we come on over to the daily, you can see we are starting to cool off on the daily as well. And then the BitLab trading stack, if we pull that up, also getting a slight top signal. This is why I'm not expecting, you know, a massive dump down, but it is looking like we could cool off. You also have 4 bearish divergences forming here on the BitLab market intelligence indicator on the daily. So definitely indicating somewhat of a move to the downside to continue, but moving on down here, if we do get a big move, the major level that I would really like to hold is if we come all the way down here to revisit these highs that we made over here. And this is coming in at about, you know, between about 17K and, you know, 17,900. I'm sorry, 17K and 16,900. So if we do get down there, I would look to potentially hold these highs. I'll go ahead and put a level there for you guys. Let's see, horizontal. Boom. So something like this around 17K. I'm going to drag that up to about 17K. So if we lose all these levels, I would look for a very strong bounce at 17K even. Now, the reason, if we do get another big move to the upside, just to give you guys some levels to the upside that we're watching, we do have this local golden pocket here. We actually rejected right here at a local 786 fib level. I don't know why it's not popping up on this chart. It was up there before I came up, but we did reject off of a local 786.
I deleted it despite you, Frank.
I knew it. I knew it. BitBoy's trying to take me down. But no, we do have this local golden pocket up here at about 17,567. And if we get a little bit higher than that, we are creeping up towards this local 786, which is getting eerily close to about 18K, which would be bring us up to retest these highs that we absolutely rejected. The last time we pumped up here in the middle of December. So if we could get that move up to these highs, would look for some serious rejections at this level between about 17,926 and about 18,400. So those are some local levels to the upside that I will be watching, but I did mention that I do think we could continue up a little bit more here. And one of the reasons for that is if we pull up the DXY or the US dollar currency index, you can see here that on the daily time frame, we did actually print a blood diamond. Now, this is very bearish, but the reason I am really taking this seriously is because if you come on over here, we are actually, shout out to Jonathan Schaefer for pointing this out to me. We are actually getting a death cross on the Dixie. Wow. Which doesn't happen very often. And we have a death cross that happened. This was on the 6th of January is when this popped up. Very bearish for the DXY, followed by a daily blood diamond. Now, that last daily blood diamond that we got brought us down quite a bit on the DXY, brought us down to about brought us down about 8%. So with the death cross and that blood diamond, we could potentially see the DXY fall even more, giving us somewhat of a bear market rally. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not calling for all-time highs, right? But we could easily see some kind of a bear market rally here. We also have a falling wedge on the higher time frames forming on Bitcoin, which is a bullish reversal pattern. And not only that, we also still have that weekly bullish divergence that is still very much in play. It has not been invalidated yet. So there are a lot of things pointing to the upside. You want to remember you're in a bear market, as always, so you want to be very careful with the bullish setups. However, this death cross on the DXY would be very interesting. I actually am releasing a video today.
And real quick, death cross is when the 50-day crosses the 200-day, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
The 50-day crosses beneath the 200-day moving average. That's what gives you the death cross. But I actually am going to be releasing a video going kind of just checking in on Bitcoin, zooming out, looking at the macro. I pull out a chart that I have all the halvings and all the bottoms, all the tops measured out and labeled. And we kind of just take more of a macro, zoomed out approach, and we kind of see where we are in the cycle. And we look at this death cross a little bit more in depth. I marked out every single DXY death cross we've gotten in the past, and I compare it to what Bitcoin had done when we saw them. Hint, hint. Like almost 9 out of 10 times we get a big move up on Bitcoin. Not every single time, but it is overwhelming. The overwhelming majority of these death crosses resulted in at least some kind of a big move up for Bitcoin. Typically on the lower end, winding up being between about 30 and 40%, and on the higher end, getting much, much higher than that. So it does make me think we could potentially see a bigger move to the upside here, but in the short term, definitely looking like we're cooling off just a little bit here, which is to be expected, obviously, after a big move up like we just saw. But again, major level of support I would say to watch is going to be that $17,200 range to $17,000 even. And with all that being said, I think that's all I got. You got the levels to watch. You now can go check out that DXY.
I did want to ask you this before you hop off. What is you can, it's a short question. CPI tomorrow, volatility expected. What do you think, we meet expectations or don't?
I will say this. I forgot to, I actually was going to mention this. Get ready for some volatility tomorrow. I think if we're going to get another big leg up, I think tomorrow is going to be a great catalyst for that to happen. I would say the fact that the charts are pointing to the upside, at least in the short to the medium term here, with all those bullish confirmations, with that DXY death cross, it would, in my opinion, make sense for us to, get decent news and get a big move to the upside. But I would be cautious of a fake out to the downside. Yeah. Every time we get one of these meetings, it's been an absolute washing machine. It's been a rip to the upside, a rip to the downside. It gets super volatile, but hopefully this can be the catalyst for that next move up and get us near that $18,000 level. And now with that all being said, that's all I got. Back to Ben. Bing bong.
Bing bong. You guys don't forget to check out Frank's channel. Yeah, are you still doing a YouTube channel, Frank?
I think so. Every day.
Frankie Candles. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into Twitter Buzz.
Twitter Buzz.
Da-da-da.
Oh, where is it?
Da-da-da. Yeah, I just did the Homer Simpson. That's right. I see you. Twitter Buzz. Rumors have been swirling that Elon Musk might launch his own Twitter coin.
Mm-hmm.
Is he ditching Dogecoin? Now, I would say it's questionable because he said he didn't want this to be Web3, right? He said he didn't want this to be blockchain.
He has come out and said that basically he didn't want to deal with all that stuff.
Yeah.
And,
is this a reversal of that, I guess?
I mean, money, like if going bankrupt could be a strong motivator.
Yeah. So Dogecoin, will Dogecoin get hurt if this happens? I mean, absolutely, right? Because people are basing a long-term investment on Dogecoin on Elon Musk owning Twitter and integrating Dogecoin. So if we get a new coin, for instance, now here's a question. How in the world would they do this regulatory-wise?
No idea. It would be very dicey.
I mean, well, it's not a stable coin, so that we know of. So
maybe it would be an
internal pushback. What's that?
Maybe it would be an internal coin that you would cash out within their system to the dollar.
Yeah, be airdropped.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know, maybe similar to what Moons is on Reddit, maybe. So,
I think if they do it, it would follow the creator rewards guideline, where basically you would be earning it through the platform, kind of like, what YouTube or some of those other ones do, but they'd create the token and then that would transfer into dollars.
And I wouldn't say that would be the death of Doge. Got somebody in the chat saying that, John, or Skillful DSL saying that. I don't think it'll be the death. Dogecoin will still exist. Dogecoin has been around for a long time.
Very resilient.
Very resilient. Yeah, absolutely. So, the only thing that really I think Dogecoin can do in order to combat a Twitter coin would be to bring back the Dogecoin conference with all the people dressed up dancing. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fun. Guys, there's a community behind Dogecoin, but obviously this would be a big blow. Remarks, breaking. All flights in the United States have been grounded due to FAA computer outage. This is when somebody texted me this morning and said, I'm glad you're home.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was about. I thought it was a weather thing. Wow. Is that still going on right now?
I'll have to check. I saw that this morning.
Wow. That's pretty interesting. So, guys, flights have been crazy lately. Have you noticed there's not nearly as many flights as there used to be?
Yep. They have
Nobody's talking about it.
They have no staff.
Yeah. So it used to be if I was going to a major city, like there was one flight. Like I was just like looking around some different options. There was one flight from Las Vegas to Miami, I think, or Miami to Las Vegas, whatever it was. There was only one flight for the whole day. What? Why is that? One flight? Back in the day, there'd be 30. There's a hack.
That's what we're hearing.
FAA was hacked.
Yeah, that's what it
The
sounds
FFA,
like.
the Future Farmers of America? No.
Them too.
I mean, this is a week after an operational meltdown at Southwest that led to significant delays. So it sounds like cyber warfare.
Yeah, if only we did a video on that. What would it look like? Well, I don't know. Maybe you'd come down here to BitBoy Specials, and it would be the cyber pandemic right here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'll show
This is
it.
very difficult, but I got you. Oh, there you go.
Cyber pandemic. There it is. Okay, moving on to the last tweet.
Yeah.
Twitter buzz. Twitter buzz.
Binance CEO says the exchange aims to hire 1,200 to 1,400 employees, or 1,200 to 2,400 employees in 2023. So, CZ, still hiring. I guess that's what happens when all your competitors get knocked out. So Coinbase laying people off, right? FTX doesn't have any employees anymore, except for a bankruptcy guy. And Binance out here hiring. So they're certainly an international company, cover a lot of different countries. Does this surprise you that they're hiring that many people?
Not really. I mean, you saw that they got approved to move forward with the Voyager acquisition.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
So this could be, I mean, obviously you're acquiring something major like that. It's going to take more people. They're expanding. I saw into other markets. So no, not shocked at all.
Are they going to buy Celsius too?
Who knows?
I think so. That's my best guess as to what's going to happen there. So I don't know how the Celsius people would feel about it, but Binance got enough money. What if they make everybody whole?
That's all that people care about.
Yeah.
If they get some or any money back, I think it will make a lot of people very
like
happy.
CZ.
Yeah.
People do like him in general, but there's a lot of hate out there right now. Delvin Reyes, let's support our favorite crypto channel by smacking that like button. Whatever is your favorite crypto YouTube channel, smash the like button in here on this video to support them.
Yeah.
Bitcoin price tap 17.5K as traders in disbelief doubt crypto rally. Everything I'm looking at is showing we're going to rally bottoms in.
Yeah.
That's everything I'm looking at. Almost tying with the peak from December 16th. The pair that's Bitcoin and USD displayed rare upside momentum. The real breakout or dump will come Thursday when the CPI data is released. I think we'll do another fake out. I think it'll drop and then go up. A bearish take stayed firmly in place when it came to El Capo of crypto, who ignored the recent recovery across crypto to insist there was not a single bullish confirmation yet. I would tend to disagree with that. Don't know what he's looking at there.
He must be looking. Well, I don't know. I can see it on all kinds. I was going to say he must be looking at longer time frames, but a lot of longer time frames are given pretty strong bullish and indicators. So I don't know.
I mean, what is he looking at here? We haven't had a bullish. Well, we haven't had a higher high. That's what he's saying. I guess we haven't had a higher high in this last little range here. We do need that, obviously. But let's see. What did the price go up to there? Went over 18 earlier this week?
Over?
Or
no, not over 18.
beginning of last week?
No.
Did it hit 18? I can't remember.
Might have touched it on certain exchanges, but oh yeah, I guess maybe.
Yeah, maybe it did. All right. Okay. Company chart showed altcoin volume dominance about 50% of the total, potentially functioning as the writing on the wall for bulls. Bullish divergence. You guys can see it down here. There we go. So pretty cool stuff. Bitcoin CME futures drop premium for the first time since FTX has collapsed.
Chemistry Bro says Capo is just super bearish. He's dead set on 12K. So he's
Yeah,
looking-
well, and you guys, look, you get people that are sold out to the number. You get people that are sold out that what they want to happen is definitely going to happen. And they start getting confirmation bias, echo chamber, if you will. I mean, obviously, I was in an echo chamber for sure last year when we thought Bitcoin was, or 2 years ago when Bitcoin was going to 100K. It didn't happen. Plan B also was in a gigantic echo chamber about his stock flow chart. Turned out not to be correct. We learned that lesson. I did anyways. I don't know if he learned it, but I learned it in the bull market. And so that's why I pivoted our number. I said, look, 15 is low enough at this point. The time range is more important, but that may not be, may not be proven true. Maybe we do get another dump down the road. I'm not saying we hit bottom for 100%. Every day I feel a little bit more strong that it has happened. Once we go back up like 18, 19, 20, then I think people will really start waking up. Now, you have people like Crypto Savvy, who's probably watching. He always watches. He thinks it's going to $4,000. We're getting lows next year, bull run 2028. And you have other people that are really sold out on the $10,000 to $14,000 level. I think there are extenuating circumstances that kept us from getting that low. I believe the time range is correct. So my question is, if we do get back above 20 at some point in the next month or two, will they change their narrative? What number will it have to hit? I'm wondering about this Il Capo guy. If he's saying 12K, what if it goes to the upside? Where are you drawing the line saying, okay, I guess I was wrong? I don't know. We'll have to see. For me, it's real easy to say what mine would be because it just would be a new bottom. Like if we had a new bottom, I'm wrong. Scroll up, super chat.
I was asking about UK for the book tour.
Yeah, we're going to hold off on the UK meetup until the book is out in the UK. I think March is when that should be. So there you go. We'll see what happens there. All right, bullish signal. Bitcoin whales go on 20,000 Bitcoin buying spree.
Dang.
Data from on-chain aggregator Sentiment shows that large Bitcoin whales holding between 1,000 and 10,000 BTC are accelerating their accumulation. Over the last 5 days, these large investors have added more than 20,000 Bitcoin to their balance. Balance is making a significant accumulation trend. That's what you do in an accumulation market. You accumulate. The accumulation trend comes hot on the heels of low activity recorded by these large Bitcoin whales. As Bitcoin has reported, large whale transactions fell to only 19% of total Bitcoin transactions, indicating fatigue on the part of these large wallets. Let's see here. Bitcoin nodes data. Frankfurt. That's not Frankie Candles. It's a different Frank. Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Germany, right?
Yeah, it is German. I don't know where Frank's from. Frankfurt houses the largest citywide network. He's from Long Island. Everybody knows that. While the United States holds the biggest share of Bitcoin hash rate, the city hosting the most reachable Bitcoin nodes is Frankfurt, Germany. Now, what is I believe it's Frankfurt, is the economic capital of Germany?
Is
that correct?
Brussels over there? I'll look it up.
Brussels is in its own country, right?
I don't know. I'm not big on
Brussels?
European geography.
Wait, why do I not know where Brussels is? That should be something I know. That's a city, right?
Munich.
Munich. Okay, so it's Munich. It's not Frankfurt.
Yeah.
But I could have swore that Frankfurt is where, let's see.
Geography boy crypto.
Frankfurt, Germany. Bank.
Brussels is Belgium.
Belgium. I never remember Belgium except they beat us in a World Cup match a couple years ago, maybe 10 years ago. European Central Bank is in Frankfurt.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so I knew there was something. And Deutsche Bank as well. So I knew there was something. I knew I was not crazy. I knew I was not wrong on this. These are in Frankfurt. So these are major economic instruments, right? You got Deutsche Bank, or Deutsche Bank as I like to call it. And then you also have the European Central Bank there. So very interesting. Now more Bitcoin nodes are ran there than anywhere else. Is there something to that? I don't know. European Central Bank, Bitcoin nodes. It's a little weird. You got to admit it. especially knowing that BlackRock is trying to get into Bitcoin mining. you know?
JT thinks we're unbelievable idiots. Thanks, bud.
What did he say?
He said unbelievable idiots.
No, he said unbelievable idiots, not
Yeah.
unbelievable idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess can't believe anything an idiot says, I guess. But since he's an idiot, shouldn't you not believe what he says already? Right?
I guess.
So sorry. That guy is I'm not gonna rant today.
No.
No rant today. No rant. Inflation crisis poses greatest near-term global threat. Davos survey warns. The report, which has been published ahead of the Davos summit. Now, World Economic Forum is next week.
Yeah, I think so.
It's next week. For the last 17 years, factors of use of 1,200 figures across the private and public sectors. The impact of cost of living crisis
Yeah, 16th through the 20th.
on vulnerable populations are very difficult to accept. Yeah, so next week. The most cited 2-year term risks included natural disasters. Ooh, pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. Who knows? Maybe they're giving us a list. We'll get one of these.
Yeah, well, what did we talk about earlier in the show?
What did we talk about earlier in the show?
Airline hack, cybercrime.
Oh, the airline. Yeah, correct. The most cited 2-year term risks include natural disasters, geoeconomic confrontation, the erosion of social cohesion. That's an interesting one. Widespread cybercrime, large-scale involuntary migration, and natural resource crises alongside climate change. I mean, if I had to bet on one, I mean, I'm going widespread cybercrime,
Yeah.
right? I'm going big hack.
We know they've already been running those simulations,
Yep.
just like they did for chemical warfare.
For the pandemic.
Yeah.
Well, good thing we ran all those practices, so we knew how to do it
Yeah.
next month when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Greg Ellison. Have you been reading anything on Twitter about the COVID files and all that?
I have not recently. There's a new drop of Twitter files.
I saw yesterday. I don't know if this was on Twitter or not. I don't know if this was part of the files or not, but I saw that they've got somebody inside of China now confirming that, definitely was created in a lab. Does that surprise anybody?
No.
No.
I thought we
Absolutely.
already established that.
I mean, do you remember like when people were trying to, okay, so you got this pangolin here and it was over here with a fruit bat
Yeah.
hanging out in this wet market where everything's really disgusting, but it's supposed to be that way. So
Right.
you go, you shop, you find your random animal, it's wet, you take it home and you eat it and then you die.
And that's how it spread.
You remember the bat soup,
Yeah.
soup picture?
Yeah.
No offense to people in China there who eat the bat soup. I couldn't do it. Okay. Barry Silbert pens letter to shareholders. Community reacts. In the letter, Silbert addresses the growing issues around DCG and its subsidiaries owing to the bear market and FTX contagion. He said that bad actors and the implosion of leading crypto companies had wreaked havoc on the industry. He noted DCG and many of our portfolio companies are not immune to the effects of the present turmoil. I thought this was interesting. He wrote this letter to shareholders here. However, what puzzled the crypto community more was that Silbert avoided addressing accusations by Cameron Winklevoss that just came in hours before his letter.
I'm sure that what he wrote and stated was extremely reviewed by attorneys and legalese, so it's not like you're going to change that right before you put it out. But.
A few users went on to compare him to Do Kwon, while some hinted he might lose his job in the coming weeks. I don't think he's going to lose his job because I think he's the backup. I think he's got the private investments to bail it out if they need to.
Well, basically the Winklevi are saying there's no way, they're calling for him out of DCG, and they're saying there's no way they can move forward to any kind of resolution as long as he's in charge. That's basically the stance they have right now. The letter they put out yesterday was accusing him of very specific legal crimes and calling him a fraudster.
They're just trying to put pressure on him. That's what they're trying. They're just putting pressure on him because they're getting class action lawsuits.
Mm-hmm.
So they're positioning, but they don't get to determine what DCG does as a company. They don't get to determine whether Barry steps down or not.
No.
All they're trying to do is put public pressure on them to force a decision, correct?
Yeah, and they have some say in what terms they'll accept from Genesis. And basically they're saying there is no deal. We'll just take you to court.
Yeah.
Now I understand what you're saying. Yes, I agree. It's just, it's a lot of posturing at this point.
Yeah.
But there's definitely investigations going on that they're going to need to wrap up. I think the Cameron and Tyler had to do with calling the DOJ up and getting them involved, because a lot of people weren't too concerned about the SEC investigation into DCG. That they already knew that was going on, but the DOJ really gummed up the works over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about criminality.
Yeah.
Hi, BitBoy. Would you mind sharing if you would stock up Doge and SHIB in your portfolio in the run to the next bull run? Absolutely. Absolutely, I will share my opinion. No. Okay. BitGet says now available in US. How do I sign up to use it? Guys, whenever you use any trading platform, you should always be using a VPN. It's for privacy. It keeps you safe, keeps you behind a firewall from different, nefarious actors, if you will. Want to get access to your crypto. So if you're going to be using exchanges, third party, obviously. So you should be using a VPN. And if you're using a VPN for privacy, you shouldn't run into that problem.
Yeah.
So,
and I would say using a VPN pretty much for all of your browsing, it can, has advantages.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Gemini Earn Program amid growing feud with Genesis.
They ended it.
It said they ended it?
Yeah.
And they ended the Earn Program. Yeah. The announcement, which was circulated to customers via email, signals the end of a nearly 2-year-old Earn Program. Gemini further added the new development will not in any way affect pending redemption requests. Who's doing an Earn Program right now? Like, who's putting their crypto up in these Earn Programs by these third parties?
I don't know.
Who? I'm not. I hope our audience isn't. To me, sure, they should all end their Earn Programs. I think every single centralized exchange, if they have an Earn Program, they should end it, because surely people are pulling it out left and right already. It's just not good. And I think it's too tempting to the exchanges to basically do what the traditional finance world does and just borrow everybody's money and try to make money on it and end up wrecked, So I'm shocked people are still using that stuff. I mean, we're heavily against that right now. I would not look. I hope people in Gemini Earn get their money back, but I would not support that by any stretch.
You guys need to be looking at as many self-custody options as possible. We're even playing with that Apex exchange. That's a self-custody, derivatives exchange. Apex.exchange. If you guys want to check that out, you can trade from your own wallet and then withdraw immediately back to your own wallet. No KYC. It's pretty strong. And there's a lot of on-chain staking is getting easier and easier. Trust Wallet, you can do it pretty easily with. Exodus Wallet, you can do it pretty easily with. So come on, guys. Like, you can get rewards on your crypto without trusting somebody else.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to say, I wanted to make a correction, by the way, something that I've said on this channel, and it's not true. And the reason people understand why I thought what I thought about this, but I just want to, while we're talking about, the larger, we're about to get into the CPI and the government stuff. Guys, we have the BitPack. If you guys have followed along with what we've been doing with our bill, we've been using the BitPack to fund our bill. Now, what does that mean? Well, BitPack, what does PAC mean? Everybody knows it stands for Political Action Committee, right? Well, the only thing is, we're not technically a political action committee right now. And actually, if we were a political action committee, that would prevent me from being able to have conversations with certain politicians because it's a political action committee, which this is kind of not a DAO necessarily. It's not a DAO at all. Maybe one day. But a political action committee funds money together and tries to get stuff done, right? Specifically for people who might want to be running for election. So I just want to point this out. When we created the BitPack, it's actually a non-profit 501c4, and we just grabbed the name. We did not solidify actually as a political action committee, just so everybody's clear on that. So that's our bank account, and that's the name of the organization. So instead of political action committee, the BitPack stands for People Advancing Crypto for right now. Eventually, we do believe it will become a political action committee down the road. I'm new to all this. This is all very confusing to me. I had no idea. I thought once we got the name, it was done. But apparently there's more to it than that. So does that affect anything? Just a correction I wanted to make. It was important I made this on the show when I was here in the studio. Okay. All right. Bitvavo rejects DCG's 70% repayment proposal. Man, how are you feeling about Bitvavo?
I've never heard of it.
Bitvavo?
What is it?
Bitvavo. I have no idea.
Obviously, it's somebody that Genesis owes money to.
Yep. Crypto exchange. What's next? Cryptopia? Yeah. Crypto exchange Bitvavo rejected Digital Currency Group's proposal to pay 70% of its debt. It's got over $300 million locked with DCG. Exchange says it uses DCG services to offer off-chain staking services to its clients. Let's see. Where is this place at? Netherlands-based company. So there you go. It's in the Netherlands. Bitvavo. Market maker Group 1 discloses 13.5% stake in MicroStrategy. Alongside a big drop in the price of Bitcoin, MicroStrategy slumped more than 70% in 2022, but it's also bouncing early this year. Let's see. Group 1 Trading disclosed the SEC filing, the ownership of nearly 1.3 million shares of MicroStrategy, 13.5% of the company. So there you go. Market maker Group 1 discloses 13.5% stake. Is there crossover there? I wonder, like,
wait, did you skip the CPI in the Fed? Because I just realized you did DCG Responds, maybe. Now it looks like you're on the FTX stuff. I was waiting for you to get to the Fed. The CPI.
Oh, here it is.
CPI has come out tomorrow.
Oh, I was below. Oh, I was.
Yeah,
okay,
you're down here already.
Yeah,
I didn't
now I
realize
see.
it.
Concurrent viewers 5,438, likes 1374. Let's see when we get to 2,000 likes today on this video. Tomorrow the book publishes, just so you guys know. So really excited about that. Thank you for all the support. A lot of people really enjoyed it, really like it. So you like it too. And so would your mom and them. All right, let's check this out, guys. Let's see. And where's the inflation crisis? Here's the inflation crisis. Okay, so we already talked about this. Morning bid, keeping counsel till CPI. Markets breathed a collective sigh of relief. The Tuesday's first 2023 outing from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell sidestepped any signal on policy rates, and that he didn't double down on more hawkish messages from his colleagues the day before.
Well, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Oh, the day before. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. He did say some hawkish stuff the day before. Got it. But he didn't double down on it. But yeah, he did say, like, this is going to hurt your stocks, guys. Like, we're not necessarily backing off the gas. There's still some small raises left, I feel.
But he didn't say Bitcoin. This will hurt your stocks?
He didn't say stocks specifically. But
it now sees global GDP growing 1.7% next year, the third worst outcome in 30 years, and only eclipsed over that period by the slump in 2009 and the global banking crash, after the global banking crash and the pandemic shock in 2020. Previous forecast had 2023 growth at 3%. Although easier energy prices and a mild winter have improved the economic picture in the Eurozone somewhat, the problems remain clear. In banking, staff Goldman Sachs laid off a bunch of people. We already saw that. Wow, Tina's making way for Terra. Is it hurricane season already? Okay. Total returns of U.S. stocks and investment-grade bonds over the previous 2 decades, 2003 to 2022, to 2012, and then 2013 through 2022. Let's see here. Wow. That is quite a bit different here. There's been 2008 financial crisis. Are we going to see this come all the way back down here like we did at the financial crisis of 2008? That would be really, really crazy. That means there's a whole lot more downside to go for the S&P 500. I don't think we're going to see it. How much further do you think the stock market is going to fall? Like, how much pain and trouble do you think the stock market is still in?
I mean, overall, I think it's done most of its pain. You know, like it's gone through most of its pain last year, similar to the Bitcoin market. I think it will I think it'll be very similar to Bitcoin, really start to slowly grind up this year. You know, you're going to get some swing. I think my prediction is the CPI numbers are actually going to come in a little bit below what's expected. Should rally off of that, probably correct. I don't think it's going to be a crazy.
We're not going to 100K tomorrow.
No, definitely not. And it's actually interesting. I was watching some of Benjamin Cowan's, macro analysis on recessions in general. And, it's really tough to call. Obviously, he didn't say one way or the other, but looking back over time when they fought inflation in the past, I know they're very keyed in on not repeating the same mistakes they made in the 70s where they reversed, the monetary
Bell
policy.
bottoms?
What's that?
Bell bottoms?
They didn't want to reverse the monetary policy too quickly to have inflation go skyrocketing.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to be a grind year on the stock market, kind of like crypto markets, but still up at the end of the year compared to the beginning, much differently than what it was obviously in 2022.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think this is just going to be down forever, but that's not really the case. It doesn't have to be. I mean, it could be, not forever, but could be more downside. But I think watching what the Fed is going to do here, I think there's going to be some reverberating effects from all the changes that have been made that may affect the stock market more than Bitcoin. But overall, I think by the end of this year, they're getting ready to print again, and I think that for that to happen, we've got to see inflation go back the right way. And, as soon as it starts going back the right way by a considerable margin, they're going to totally pivot, bring back the money printing. So somebody said yesterday, of course, or a couple of days ago on the show, maybe it was, they said that something about printing money. What did they say? Oh, election year next year. Yeah. Next year, election year, they got to ready the money printers, especially if the Democrats want to stay in power, because obviously, that's what you do. You print money when you want to stay in power, and then you tear it down when you're ready to go the opposite way.
Max Santana just said that.
What's that?
Max Santana just said that. Election year.
Yep. Don't forget. That's it. Election year. FTX venture backers include Patriots owner Robert Kraft and billionaire Paul Tudor Jones. You finally show. I wonder. We're still looking for these two mystery people who signed the bond. We know they got a lot of money. They have to, right? Some people think it's Kevin O'Leary. I don't know. I've got nothing to support that other than just a hunch. Robert Kraft, Paul Tudor Jones. I don't think Paul Tudor Jones would do it. I don't think Robert Kraft. Well, he does love Tom Brady.
What's interesting is I know for a fact he's interested in Web3. Believe it or not, he considered investing in Players Lounge.
Oh, really?
One of our capital VC people that was leading that round, knows Robert.
Caught at a Players Lounge or something.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
Reached out to Robert Kraft and he was like, "Yes, I'm in. Let me check, with the NFL, make sure I'm allowed to because it's an NIL play." Next, before the end of the day, had already checked with the NFL and came back and said, "Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to because of conflict of interest with NIL and NFL." But was ready to rock on that almost instantly just with one phone call, which is interesting to me.
Well, there's no question about
Robert Kraft, obviously owner of the Patriots.
And he's a smart guy, a lot of great investments. Some people call him a master of his craft, if you will.
Cheese master.
Velveeta. FTX's venture investors include a host of luminaries. Dan Loeb. Is this Lisa Loeb's dad? Okay. 90s pop music? Nobody? Controlled over 6.1 million preferred shares. Through Third Point Connected Venture Funds. Rival Coinbase had 1.3 million. So here we go. Here are the preferred shareholders across West Realms Shires and FTX trading. Is there a hobbit? Does anybody know? Are there hobbits involved in this? There may certainly be some
Temasek. That's interesting.
Some trolls. Okay. Paradigm, Temasek.
Oh, we knew Temasek. That was the Singapore Sovereign Wealth Fund. Is that what Temasek was?
No. Temasek is a company in Singapore.
Yeah, it's an investment company, but I think they hold Singapore's sovereign wealth.
Yeah, they may, but that's not technically what they are as a company. I think they're.
Yeah, I mean it's a private holdings company.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. They don't produce a product as well.
No,
it's just a financial company.
As far as I can see, asset
okay.
management.
There you go. Was totally
almost 500 billion in assets under management.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Let's see. Standard Investments, Lightspeed, Insight Partners.
Yeah, parent company, the government of Singapore.
Okay. Well, that's a win. Despite being called a Series B raise, this July 2021 fundraising round was FTX's first infusion of outside capital. So this is interesting. Let's see here. Sequoia. Now, Sequoia seems like they keep saying like, oh, we had no idea, but a lot of people are saying they knew. Now, maybe not they were insolvent, but they knew that they were basically pumping up the price of FTT in order to create liquidity and
valuations.
Right.
Yeah.
So Sequoia is playing the victim here, and I don't know Sequoia enough to make a determination on whether that's true or not. But what I would say is Sequoia is pretty sophisticated.
Yeah.
And they certainly were in on some of those Solana tokens that went way up. If I remember correctly, they were part of the VC companies that got synthetic assets while their Solana was locked up and then made a bunch of money on those synthetic assets because, oh, our Solana tokens are locked. So I think they were involved in that. Maybe somebody can find an article or something. Here's Series B1. You sank my battleship. See, Ontario. Wow, look at that.
Teachers Union.
You kind of lost all your money.
Yeah.
Ontario Teachers Pension Plan. It's a big thing in Canada, and unfortunately, they will not be receiving a return on this investment. I think Kevin O'Leary's.
He's probably the one who helped make that happen.
Yeah, I think he is, actually. Let's see. BlackRock. Okay. Oh, then there's Scaramucci, Skybridge Capital. Tiger Global. I think Tiger Global and Temasek are very close, if I remember correctly. All right. We're just looking at charts now. Voyager gets initial approval for $1 billion Binance deal.
Wait, did it cover the fact that they've found they've recovered $5 billion in assets? FTX? Was that
No,
the
I just
story?
keep skipping for some reason. I keep skipping stories. I don't know why. FTX has recovered over $5 billion in cash and liquid
Wow.
crypto. I think what it is, I just looked at the FTT up here and thought it was the right story, but it wasn't. Let's see. Saw losses peak at nearly $9 billion in liabilities. The exchange is still working to rebuild transaction history, and the total amount of customer shortfall is still unclear. SBF, the disgraced founder of FTX, is pled not guilty. That's the whole article.
Yeah, I guess they find $5 billion in cash and crypto.
Non-strategic investment. $4.6 billion worth of non-strategic investment. What does that mean?
I don't know.
See, it's recovered $5 billion in cash and liquid cryptocurrencies. Oh, it's going to sell. Oh, it's going to sell $4.6 billion worth of non-strategic investment. So they're going to be liquidating, I guess, this $5 billion. Now, if they found $5 billion,
Right. That's a lot.
that's a lot.
That sounds bullish for the fact
Yeah.
that people might get potentially made somewhat whole.
You add that into the Robinhood,
Mm-hmm.
Shares.
450 million.
the real estate around the world, including down in the Bahamas. And then didn't they say that they found $3.5 billion in crypto? It's probably part of this.
That might be part of this. Yeah.
Probably.
That's what somebody's saying. Found 5 billion. LOL. Yeah. Can you imagine?
You never know. FTX creditor claims going for 13 cents on the dollar on bankruptcy marketplace X claim. Very interesting here. 13 cents on the dollar. That's what people think they're getting. Now, here's the thing. They had this insolvency hole. That insolvency hole is 100% customer money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They owed more money than just the money to the customers.
Right.
So $70 million to the SEC on behalf of BlockFi, they're going to have to pay back. And guess what that gets paid with? Customer funds. Okay. So the point here is, this is what's so sick about all this. All the people with money that didn't get that hurt, they get to line up first and get their money before you do. That's why they're still selling it for 13 cents on the dollar. I mean, if all these numbers are correct, we're looking at, it could be more like 25 to 30 cents. You know, we'll see what happens. Current 13 to 13.5 cents are reflective of the market's belief of how easy this case will be to resolve. There you go. Okay. All right. Voyager gets initial approval for $1 billion Binance deal amid national security concerns.
National security concerns. What a joke.
Bankrupt crypto lender Voyager Digital received initial court approval on Tuesday for proposed $1 billion sale of its assets to Binance.us. It said it will seek to expedite a U.S. national security review of the deal. The Binance transaction includes $20 million cash payment and agreement to transfer Voyager's customers to Binance.us. So, yeah, it's going to be real fascinating to see how many people poured over there.
Yes. Someone asked if they'll have to create an account on Binance US to get their Voyager money. I would say most likely.
Yeah, for sure. I would think so. USDC transfer volume hit 5x's USDTs in fallout from FTX collapse. Now, did you see the news? It is not on here right now, but did you see the news? Ontario banning USDT?
I didn't, but I'm not surprised.
And what do we always say about Canada?
Front runs US.
It is
Test net for
testing
the
ground.
United States.
The test net. I've been telling you this is coming. This is coming. USDC, the chosen coin. They're going to do whatever they can to prop it up. Let's see. Despite the market cap being $23 billion greater than USDC, let's see. The volume was 5x. Here's the volume of USDC and USDT. Let's see. So USDT is 5 times the volume or 5 times the market cap, but look how low the volume is. But I think there's a reason why. Because two of the top borrowers, FTX and Celsius, right? So that's gone. This goes back only to October. So,
Well, I think it's also interesting. Who else used to use a lot of Tether was Binance until they started using BUSD.
Yep.
So that's going to cut into it as well.
And Coinbase also encouraging customers to trade with USDC instead of USDT.
Yeah, almost everything in the United States is pushing you hard towards USDC and away from USDT. We talked about that a little the other day.
Absolutely. Tether's been reducing its commercial papers, yada yada. We see the writing on the wall. We know where that's going. Brother of former Coinbase manager sentenced to 10 months in prison. Wow. Now this is interesting.
Yeah.
Nikhil Wahai, brother to former Coinbase product manager Ishan Wahai, has been sentenced to 10 months in prison following his guilty plea to leverage his familial connection for insider trading of crypto tokens. Now, this is interesting because this is the one where they allege the 9 coins are securities.
Yeah.
So if he's pled here, we're just waiting for the brother to plead. And if that happens, does that mean these get ruled securities? I don't know. I don't think we've seen precedent for this. Let's see. A friend of the brothers, Samir Rahmani, was also involved in the case, helping the group generate about $1.5 million in total. He too was charged with wire fraud, but he remains at large.
See, what irritates me about this story is you see such collective enforcement of these laws. Like nothing, the true, if you think of insider trading of Coinbase, what do you think about? What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Brian Armstrong?
Bitcoin Cash launch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, clearly, and nothing happened from that. And now these guys, I think the amount was extremely small that they, made or profited.
$1.5 million between 3 people.
And you're talking nothing compared to what happened with Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of similar with the Tornado Cash thing where it's it's not similar in context, but it's also, a developer getting a very harsh judgment and sentencing and application of the law that's applied very differently to them than we've seen in the past. And that's one thing that's unfortunate about all this is the inconsistency of application here.
Yeah. He didn't say anything about that, about those coins or securities in this article. It's fascinating to me that Crypto Potato would, I'm trying to think of a potato joke. I can't. Look.
Spud, something, there's a spud in there somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But the fact is that when it comes to these coins they're considering securities, that's the most interesting thing about this whole story. Similar to what they're trying to do with FTT, where they're going to go after Sam. And, oh, by the way, also when we win, FTT is a security. This is what they're trying to do here. And now they've got one guy who's pled, one guy who's at large, and the brother still to face the music. So we'll have to see what happens. I really want to know what's going to happen with this because, look, we become almost legal experts in crypto, right? Because
at least everybody on Twitter is.
Yeah, especially like with also the XRP case, right? Now, I don't have any understanding or background on precedent when it comes to calling things securities based on the outcome of an individual's trial, right? So I don't know if we've seen other securities that have been basically loopholed in through something like this, or if this is new to crypto. So I want to watch and see how this happens because this could set precedent going forward. If the SEC's got a backdoor, call everything securities, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to take it.
They love the backdoor.
What's that?
So they love the backdoor.
They do love the backdoor. They do. Crypto.com delists USDT for Canadians following OSC ban. We talked about that, or ban, excuse me, just a few moments ago. No longer be available for Canadian residents. I heard it's just capital markets in Ontario. I don't think it's actually the entire country, but of course, Ontario is the vast majority of the population in Canada. I think it's got like let's say like 90%. How much of the Canadian population is in Ontario? 14.57 million. Let's see here.
Toronto, yeah.
Yeah. How many? What's the total in Canada? 37.6 million. Okay, well, no, I guess not then. I guess it's actually.
I'm sure it's if there's 36 million total and there's almost 14 and a half in Ontario. That's probably the number one territory.
Well, yeah, of course, the number one territory, province, but I thought it was more considerable than that. Oh well, Toronto's huge. You know, Toronto is the fourth largest city in North America. Did you know that?
I didn't. I knew it was big. I didn't know it was fourth largest.
Covered it on the show one day. You have bad memory.
I do.
Okay. All right. XRP Army. Where my XR people? That's right. Throw the X up if you are in the XRP Army. And
You want it?
what's that?
You want to hear something crazy?
XRP's up 6%. Good.
It came up on Basement yesterday, and I was actually the one that had to like be the voice of reason and somewhat defend XRP, because Nick was trashing it, and he kind of saying some inaccurate statements, and I had to come in and correct it on the positive side of XRP. Corporal
TJ reporting for duty.
No, not exactly, but somebody in the chat was like, "Thank you for at least being the voice of reason yesterday."
Wow, I cannot believe that. That's amazing.
I couldn't believe it either. It was like happening and I couldn't stop it. I was like, how do?
Well, you want people to have the right information.
I do. Honesty is very important to me.
Even if you don't like it, you want to have the right information. Charlie Gasparino warns there will be a crypto bloodbath if SEC wins against Ripple. Duh, obviously. On Tuesday, Fox Business correspondent Charlie Gasparino warned that if US SEC wins its ongoing lawsuit, the crypto community would see a bloodbath. Let's see here. The only major news network listed at XRP community has been Fox Business, where journalists Charlie Gasparino, Eleanor Tourette, or Ellie Tourette, Maria Bartiromo, and Charles Payne. I love that guy. He drives a TRX. Especially the first two have been extensively covering the news about the lawsuit and interviewing people from Ripple and the XRP community, including Brett Garlinghouse and John Deaton. Let's see here. And they're still pushing for this ETHgate stuff. I think John Dean came out and said that he didn't think the William Hemmons emails turned out to be as big of a deal as we thought they would. So does that mean that maybe the ETHgate argument has stalled a little bit? You guys know Charles Hoskinson says, "Hey, we just need to concentrate on the case. Don't worry about ETHgate." ETHgate? What ETHgate? But he won't actually comment on XRP anymore. So that's okay. That's his prerogative. But I do believe that, when it comes to this lawsuit right now, this is dead on. I mean, if this were to happen, we would definitely see a very, very, very bad situation overall for crypto, because now we've got reverberating effects and everybody's scared. Like, oh, is my coin going to be a security? XRP is why it's so important for the crypto community that Ripple wins this case, or at least settles and gets declared not a security. So SEC's case, this is from Jeremy Hogan, was weak and ill-conceived from the start. Ripple put up the best defense money can buy. Ripple is literally the crypto community's Jet Li. Literally the crypto community's Jet Li. If Ripple's Kung Fu is not enough, no one's is.
I don't know if they know what the word literally means.
Now, where do you stand on, are you literally Jet Li, TJ?
I am literally not Jet Li. I like Jet Li. I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah.
I can go for some Kung Fu fighting movies every once in a while.
Romeo Must Die. Was that a movie? Jet Li?
Yes. I don't know if it was Jet Li. I know it was a movie.
Yeah, it was Jet Li.
Pretty sure it's Jet Li.
That one had, was DMX in that one? I think DMX was in that one, if I remember correctly.
Jet Li over Jackie Chan for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, Jackie Chan's an OG.
Yeah.
Right? He's OG.
Jackie Chan more entertaining, I would say. Funny.
Yeah. When I'm watching fighting, like, I don't want to see laughter.
Right.
Obviously, Rush Hour was funny.
Yeah.
Gotta give him some credit for that. But, Wilbo Swaggin's Toronto Meetup Police. We did one back in August. Yeah. So you missed it. But maybe at some point we will go out to Canada again. Let's see. SEC versus Ripple. This is SEC's strongest argument about XRP, says crypto lawyer. John Deaton, a well-known lawyer, we know who John Deaton is, claims that since the company relies on XRP sales to support its operations and capital expenditures, it demonstrates common interest with crypto holders and gives them the impression that the price of XRP will go up as a result of Ripple's efforts. The SEC claims this information is proof that Ripple and XRP are a common enterprise. The crypto is a security. According to John Deaton, both facts are indisputably the strongest arguments available to the SEC. So basically what he's saying is, he's saying that, this is actually the tweet here. There's no doubt one of the strongest general arguments the SEC has were specifically software sales compared to XRP sales to fund the business, etc. But how does the evidence go to establish the common enterprise factor? What's the common enterprise? So now this, I believe, is what they're going after in summary judgment. I think this is actually, they found a case that had precedent around this common enterprise that should hold up in court, according to the Ripple lawyers, and they are the best lawyers in the world outside of Saul Goodman. So I guess he's operating in prison these days. Oh. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's all we got for today for the news stories. Let me skim through these. Let's see. Do Kwon lawsuit voluntarily dismissed. Ethereum software firm Consensus to cut up to 100 staff. Arbitrum and Optimism transactions now exceed Ethereum mainnet. I didn't know Arbitrum doesn't have a coin
Yet. It is like
They're going to airdrop it?
it's going to be airdropped. There are ways, they've already outlined the framework of what you need to do to interact with the chain to
Can we
get
get
the
some?
airdrop. Yeah, if we do the steps.
Are you interested in having someone whose entire job is to get us airdrops?
I don't know.
I think
Airdrop. I would be more paranoid that person would accidentally, if all they're doing is chasing airdrops, they would accidentally lose more than they make. Now obviously you'd put stuff in place to protect it, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
is what it is.
I mean, but Johnny would be all over that. Johnny, I think, is already qualified for the Arbitrum airdrop. He loves doing that kind of stuff. He got bonk airdrop. He's good at that.
What is up with The Rock these days? What is this picture? Doesn't he kind of look like Freddy Krueger here in the face?
He looks pretty.
That is not a flattering photo of The Rock. You agree?
Yeah, it's not one of his more flattering photos. I mean, it's probably not. What is he like? He's in his 50s, right? How old is The Rock?
Probably, I would think. I would guess 53.
50 on the nose.
50 on the nose.
See, look at his nose.
He just looks like he was like really straining to make this smile for the photo.
Well, if you look closely at most of his pictures, it kind of looks like he's trying to take a dump.
Really? Well, you guys know my trick to taking pictures.
What's
Because
that?
I got a really bad smile. You ready for the smile?
Yeah, you do. But you have to actually make yourself laugh.
I have to laugh. And then I laugh and hold. You ready?
There you go. Not bad.
Very good.
Trick is, well, never mind. Got to keep your mouth open. There you go. Not bad. Yeah, thumbnail
Wider?
shot.
Should I wider?
Can't get on your, never mind.
Gala Games deletes tweet announcing partnership with Hollywood star The Rock. Native token drops. Gala, why you delete it? Why you delete it? They must have been asked to.
Yeah.
That's what I
PR,
think.
legal, that kind of stuff.
Or The Rock just showed up. Said delete that.
Yeah.
Would you fight The Rock?
not a chance. It's a big dude.
Yeah, I can't see any situation where I fight The Rock. Maybe if he's in a wheelchair or something, like maybe, but probably still then.
He's still pretty strong.
Yeah. I want to know what his roid regimen is. That's what there's 0% that's natural.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure he would
0%.
probably even own a lot of that. I would assume.
What's that?
I'm assuming he would talk about that. I don't know if he's on record talking about that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, but I would assume so.
Yeah. Well, it's just a little bit dicey because kids are looking up to him and stuff. But I mean, kids shouldn't be doing steroids. But I think professional athletes and bodybuilders. I mean,
Well, and actors specifically that have to have such
Mark
crazy
Wahlberg.
weight swings, or I mean, what's his name that when
Hemsworth,
yeah,
Chris Hemsworth.
you got to go from huge to small, really fast in a short amount of time. What's his name? When The Rock and I forget the other guy's name that did that Baywatch movie with him. They had to put on like 50, 60.
Zac Efron?
Yeah, Zac Efron. He had to put on like 50 pounds.
God, I'm so embarrassed. I know that. I've never seen the movie.
There you go.
But me and my dad always watched Baywatch growing up, the real show.
Yeah.
Every Friday night, every other Friday night, go to my dad's house, and we would watch Cops and Baywatch.
Bad boys.
You know, and I took Baywatch very seriously as a kid, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was like kind of a meme. It was a serious show. I mean, I remember when the one guy got eaten by a shark. Whew, man, very, very serious moment in TV history that night. All right, guys, that's all we got for today. Have any chats there?
No, we don't have time. We go
Join
ahead and
the blockchain basement on
the link's in the chat. If you want to
Link's
join
in the
on
chat.
Twitch and join us live, you can click that. If you
you
want
put
to
them
sub
both
to
there.
the YouTube channel, it's not
Yeah.
live, but you can watch it later.
Yeah, you guys go check that out. And blockchain basement's a good show.
Yeah, we're
Maybe
gonna
I'll
have
make an appearance on it one
Frank
day.
and DZ on today. So good
Frank
call.
and DZ?
Mhm.
That's good.
They call him Freezy.
Freezy. All right, guys, that's all we got for today. Hope you guys checked out our video last night on Silvergate. It's a very good video. We got more great videos for you coming. So I got. Be blessed. Good way out.